If you wanna be my friend,
Oh, you're kind of.
you better go and get up and maybe we can keep in touch like we did in the old days. It wasn't so long ago.
Did you get enough? Did you get enough? Good job.
And I went down. Let myself down. Listen, when does this drop?
It already did.
Right now?
December 6th.
She's like, right now, dude. Folks, welcome to the first episode of December 2023.
December 6th, the day that got right in before the infamy day.
Right in.
They were like, hey, we had nothing to do with tomorrow.
Yeah, let's get fucked up. Let's get high.
Then December
12/6/23. You guys, you made it. This is the first episode of the last month of in the year of our Lord, 2023.
The first episode of the last month.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that tracks.
So, yeah, you guys are in it. Thanks for being here.
Are you leaving town for Christmas?
No.
I love my family so
Well,
much. But
I
there's
don't
a
know.
part of me that gets jealous about
Not leaving town?
yeah, like about going.
Well,
No, I'm just off for a while.
The one fun thing about it, because traveling can be tough, but it is always fun, and your family does up Christmas, at least what I've always imagined in my head the right way.
Yeah, it's a goddamn building of love in there.
There is something a little eerie, but in a good way, about how empty LA does kind of
really
get
does
with a lot
empty
of
out.
people leaving, and it does feel like it is a little strange. It's not like it's so empty that no one's here. There's still like a lot of people, but it's noticeably
Follow-up
less.
question. Your daughter is 9?
8.
What is the peak? It's Christmas Eve. It's Christmas morning years so far that you've experienced.
Like what? In excitement?
Like yes.
Yeah. You know, it's always.
Or is it a window? Is it like 4 to 11?
I think there's a window.
Probably somewhere in there, right?
Around 4, maybe even 3, but 4 for sure. There's this awareness of, oh yeah, there's
Tomorrow
an excitement
morning.
starts to build.
I remember not being able to sleep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I couldn't sleep.
Oh my God,
And then you
I
fell
couldn't
asleep because you're trying to stay awake. And then the moment your brain slightly turned on inside of a dream, like that today's Christmas, you were like, I'm awake. I'm up. It's like you just took a huge like pint shot of espresso.
Were you up before your parents?
We would get up and the whole thing was like, you cannot go into the living room.
Really?
So we had to like everyone had to like get up and they went in because they always wanted to like turn on the camcorder and film our reactions coming
you
in.
have camcord Christmases?
I have a lot of
We
them.
have one from
I have a lot of them.
1986.
I have many Christmases. I mean, we camcordered the whole. You could watch the whole morning, and you don't
You
look
see you
like
getting
you know on your phone.
you see you getting like a Super Nintendo,
Yeah, gifts. Yeah,
but I mean like milestone.
Well,
like,
the
in
thing
our
is- yeah.
generation, like I remember,
Yeah.
I wanted a Game Boy so bad.
you know what? I don't think we have. But I have to actually go back and check. I wonder if we have
Pet Monster?
video footage of me getting a Nintendo, not a Super Nintendo, the original Nintendo, which I was late to the game because that came out in what 85 or 86 somewhere
but you
in
probably
there.
got it in 86.
Like 88, I think. I think I was maybe
you were a
even
little
2
late.
years
Me too.
late.
I was
yeah.
I think I was like 88, 80, probably
Yeah.
exactly 88.
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah.
maybe 87, but I doubt that.
Yeah. And then major cities that we didn't live in had it out in like 81.
I know.
And we're wearing,
Imagine when Rochelle, dude, Rochelle just
and they
got
were
an-
wearing the clothes we're wearing
Dude,
Christmas
kids in
morning.
Rochelle right now are playing GoldenEye, blowing their minds right now, dude.
Oh my! It's open world.
I-
It's open world.
Rory, okay, we know we want to do feature presentation,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So once we cancel this show and we start for feature presentation,
Yeah.
I would want our annual holiday feature presentation to be us watching one of your Christmas mornings.
Yeah, that's the trailer.
Oh,
yeah.
Gosh,
Yeah.
man. I would love to see you get a like My Buddy or a kid's
Well,
sister.
you know it's so funny, and I think I might start trying to turn this next hour into more like autobiographical, like kind of you know.
Well, you're gonna end up doing a one-man show.
Well, yeah, there's a part of
Rory
me that's like,
Birbiglia.
I got to say, I'm just watching Old Man in the Pool, Birbiglia's new thing, and it's very inspiring to be like, oh, that looks like a fun way to perform. There's always a world you go do it, and you go, oh, I fucking don't like this at all. But he does make it look fun. But I thought about, what are the things? But my dad on Christmas morning you get like at the post office. That's a government job.
Yeah.
That's a holiday.
Yeah.
You get paid time and a half for going in.
Yeah.
Which is massive when you have so many kids
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
work at the post office
Yeah.
and they go to private school.
Yeah.
So
And you've been there a
Christmas
long
morning, my dad took this weird pride in how quickly we got done with like opening gifts and like give me that thing, put it in the trash. And
Wait,
like
you guys didn't go one at a time, everybody watch, show everybody what you got?
That-
Because that's how the Van Kirks do it.
So-
Obviously, we're reading cards out loud. We're showing everybody what we got.
oh, I think you're honestly someone's opening a gift and then they're saying kind of what
What'd you
their
get?
favorite thing about the gift is before the next person gets to you got to give a little
We
speech.
have traditional responses. There are certain people in our family, one person in our family, when they get it, they go, just what I wanted.
Is that true?
Yes. What, you think I made that up on the spot?
But it sounds
I'm like,
like it's sarcastic though.
no, they're so excited. They did it one year.
Just what I wanted. And everyone's
That's
like,
how you end. If
and
you
then the
end
person
down-
who got it for him is just sitting there like, well, next year, how about nothing?
no, it's all sincere.
we did not do that.
Wait, so your dad's like, boom, boom, boom.
Rip it
You got
up.
a gift. You got a gift. You got.
Daniel,
are they
all-
already in piles?
This is my dad.
Are they already in piles or all under the tree? Are
So
they
here's the
separated?
style. There's some under the tree, and then like what you got from Santa is not wrapped out on display, which is kind of cool. It was fun. You immediately get to walk in and be like, I got that, which was going to be a letdown.
Yes.
You don't have time
right
to like,
away.
and also you're on camcorder. You don't have time to like quickly calculate
camcorder.
what do you want captured here. Do
Who's
I need
running
to?
camcorder? Your dad, Andy's.
I think
Andy's
my
directing for
stepmom
behind the
is like,
camera.
no, I think my stepmom was like doing it. Anyways,
Your dad's
my
PJ?
dad would be like, literally, lists would be opening gift. What do you got over there? Hey, Daniel, let's go. Here we go. All right, what do you got? Oh, that's good. Give me that. And, like, take it, like, throw it in the thing. And then be like, is she done? Is Lissa done? No. Oh, hey, Lissa, there you go. Like, and you're literally
Really?
like,
Really?
Yeah,
'Cause
I mean-
he wants to get to work.
all of the kids. There's a little bit of getting to work, but then also I remember there are days that he didn't go in, and literally that afternoon, as what we
Yeah,
talked about on the episode of like the hangout with everybody coming early.
Yeah.
In that mix of people starting to come over and it's all going, I watched my dad be like, yeah, guess what? Under 5 minutes. Did it under 5 minutes, and people would be like, I would watch them. My dad misreading that, like right there. My dad's reading that as like, right? He's not reading that. You're going, how awful.
Your dad.
Oh my
treats-
God! So you guys had no togetherness about it? My bad. We got it done. Like, you
Your
got the
dad
thing done.
treats
That is the
Christmas
thing.
in the like how long did it take to get here to another guy getting out with his family at the same time? Where'd you go? How long did it take?
Yeah. Yes.
Boom, boom, boom. Do you know how long it takes the Van Kirks to do Christmas?
The whole day.
Probably about two
January
2.5 hours.
12th. You guys
2.5
finish on the
hours.
12th.
It's constant. I hand out the gifts.
Yeah.
It's constantly me telling nephews, telling grandkids, like, kids who don't pick up wrapping paper don't get a gift.
Yeah.
Right? Kids be,
Yes.
where's mine? I got to throw like winks and nods, be like, you're coming up.
Yeah.
It takes
Yeah. I love it.
forever.
Well, the best Christmas morning that I had, Jordan's oldest sister, Jennifer, had everybody to their house in Connecticut.
Ooh,
And
hello, Connecticut, Chris.
so we lived in New York City, so getting up there was nothing. We got on the train. Like,
Yeah.
we're getting on the train to Christmas. It was like we're in a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
Go up to New Canaan,
Danny
Connecticut. This
fucking
super
K.
nice house. It's like winter. I can't remember if it was snowing or not. I think it did, actually. But her parents are there. Her other sister comes in. Like, it's family. But, like, we went up for, like, 3 nights or 4 nights or something.
Yeah.
And every night, her sister was hosting a different dinner party with different guests coming in. And she had,
This
like,
is White Christmas.
the tablecloth was, like,
Holiday Inn.
had been dry cleaned and pressed. So she would go to, like, the thing to go, tonight's setting is this, and like do this whole setting, and I'm just a guest, so I get to, like, there's no one asking me
Right.
to do
You're along
anything
for the
other than,
ride.
hey, Rory, can you go grab a thing for the garage?
know
You know,
what
I'm
it's
like
like,
little handyman
You know what
guy.
it's like? It's like when you're being like you're going somewhere with the family and you normally drive.
Yeah,
And for
yeah.
some reason you're not driving.
Yeah.
Or you have an Uber or whatever, and you're like looking around at stuff you never
You
get to
never
see.
even knew it was there.
I
You
know.
didn't even
So
know.
That's
yeah.
you at this all
Yes.
this stuff where you're like, hey, I'm just looking around.
And
I'm
then-
in the back seat.
And each night, and I mean, it's not just like, hey, this tablecloth is pressed, and here's the napkins for tonight. And then after this dinner, I get all that, and that's going to go back and get cleaned. I've already got the settings for every night.
Yeah.
So, and it was like a different, like, great dinner every night. And, but Christmas morning, she's already gone out, and come back with, so the kitchen is a buffet spread of
Christmas morning
pastries, pastries, your exquisite coffees and all of
Mimosas.
this stuff that I'd never been around. Mimosas, everything in the kitchen. And it was like, all right, let's go open gifts. And we went like, keep in mind what I just told you my Christmas like.
Boom, boom, boom,
so
boom.
we sit down.
Pit crew at your
And
house.
I'm on the outskirts of this. So I'm watching Christmas. Now, granted, everyone got me gifts and I'm a part of it. But I'm watching for the first time in my life how another family does it. And it is like, all right, Daniel, you're opening it. And like opening the gift. And I mean, it took us 4 or 5 hours. And our family's not even the size of yours. It's like 4 or 5 hours. But it would be like 30 minutes in, and someone would just be like, let's do a little coffee break and pastry. Now we're all in the kitchen making little plates, talking with the two, at the time it was 2 younger kids, Max and Mason. We're like chatting with them, and then it's like, all right, let's go back in, and you're opening more. And I was just like, I've told Jordan, I go, to this day, that was one of the best Christmases.
Roar. You love to relish a thing and take your time.
Yes,
make the drink.
In a world where you like, and this can't happen because we can't go back in the past. You can only create this in the future. But there is this massive part of me that wishes I could go back in time, be 15 years old, 16, when I've got access to the car, and go, no one knows this, but fucking tomorrow, I'm going to show them what it can be like if we just fucking slow it down. Here's like some pastries. And I already know the criticism. My dad went, well, we got these. What is this? Croissant? Is it a croissant?
He'd lose his mind. What are we doing here?
We're an hour in. We're an hour in. What are we doing? He like thinks he's at sea drifting from the cruise ship. Fell into the ocean. But yeah, I know we're rambling on about this, but I don't even know how we got on it. But I will say this being December 6th, from the perspective of someone who is the father of an 8-year-old, and I think it maybe sparked with you being like, well, the excitement of like that. To bring it full circle and go back to that, to me, I am done with my shows on December 2nd.
Congrats.
And my whole goal is, all of December, this is our last Christmas in Los Angeles. We're moving.
So? Okay.
And so I'm literally sitting here going, all right, all of December, I want to push and make it like, so just constantly something fun.
Yes.
And be like, we're doing all these things. And if it means not go get our fucking tablecloth dry clean, but go like for my daughter at 8 to go, my favorite Christmas was when my dad just like my favorite Christmas that I described to you was simply there and had such an impact on me because truly one person, Jordan's oldest sister, decided I'm going to make this fucking great.
Yeah.
And those dinners were great. She planned it out. No one did anything. She did all of it. But that had such a lasting impression that I'm like, I want to do that all of December, where my daughter goes, I'll never forget that. I was 8 years old, and we did something all the fucking time. We were watching Christmas movies. It was a hot chocolate.
I mean, I'm coming over for Nog. I'm going to come get my second Nog.
But I mean, that's what I mean. Like, where she's
Christmas
like,
jazz
oh my
LP.
God, we did a whole thing,
I love it.
Anyways.
I love it.
Should we do it?
Yeah.
Let's take a break.
Okay.
And then we'll do it after the break. Let's do the break. Let's go to the ladder.
Well, I'm gonna do this, and then
Bam! Christmas. What is this?
We've never named it.
What should it be? Let's do it right now.
People are gonna get mad. We didn't even go over. We should do a page where we go over the submissions.
Listen, that was it.
People. Well, I'd have to look them up. We can do it after, like
off the top of your head. What do you think? Or what was your favorite one?
Penny is adorable.
Penny does make the most sense.
I like the
so
Letty.
Cute.
Because it's a letter.
Letty's cute.
I mean, Jack Phillips.
Philip.
Maybe
Philip JP.
Buck. Maybe
JP Buck.
That would be
we
so inside. There is how many people?
Hey, this is great.
Well, comics listen to this.
Now we're gonna find out if JP listens to the show. He'll be like, you said my name.
He's listening now.
JP Buck is one of the producers of my special, and we've known him for
Such a
10
long time.
plus years. I don't even know how long, honestly.
Okay. Ready?
No.
We'll do a page in
Can I just say something? I'm never ready for the letters.
in the 3rd episode of the first month of the new year.
Can I just got a quick
We'll
call.
do a
I got to call a
page
quick
talking
timeout.
about this.
Are cameras okay? I'm just realizing this light isn't on.
Oh.
I literally am sitting in it and didn't notice the whole time.
I didn't notice either.
Isn't that weird?
Fine.
Yeah.
Isn't that so weird we didn't notice?
And now, the thing I like about us, I don't even have to ask. If this is still in the edit, or you're part of that Friday watch crew,
Yeah.
which may become a Wednesday watch crew.
Oh.
We're batting it around. The lighting changed. Deal with it.
Guys, we changed the lighting
Deal with it.
in mid-show.
What do you want us to do? Okay.
What do you want me to do? Not change the lighting?
This is a letter.
Yeah, I know.
That.
Why
This is the reason I have that line in my special where I have to go, not the end of the sentence. Okay. This is a letter that neither one of us have finished reading.
It's too good.
We don't even know. It could
It
take
could actually be bad.
It could really fall apart in the 3rd act. We have
If
no
this
idea.
takes a hard right turn, and when I say that, I mean alt right.
yeah.
just be. Wait, is alt right left? Alternative right, is it left?
That's
my God.
come on.
Liberals are the
Write
problem.
it down.
Um,
Alt rock.
yeah, we don't know how this ends. So if it does, provide us grace. And
Dear
we
pen
will
pals.
delete this episode.
Dear pen pals, I'm very excited to see DVK in Boston this week. I'm sorry that I missed you, Rory, the last time you visited our city. Oh, that's a full sentence. I'm sorry I missed you, Rory, the last time you visited our city. Next time, I promise to be there.
No, it's okay. It's just we had light numbers, and I needed you there.
When I was 4 years old, I drowned in a pool that had... I know. Boom.
And then I'm
Cold.
like, I'm sorry.
That's a cold open. When I was 4 years old, I drowned in a pool that had no cover or fence around it. I was underwater for 3+ minutes and was rescued by my aunt and rushed to the hospital, where I remained in a coma for 4 days.
Okay.
A week after I was released from the hospital, I visited my grandma's house and pointed to a picture of my grandfather who had died years before I was born, and told her that I saw this man in the light, and he told me to go back. 4 years old? We're going to dig into that. This freaked my grandmother out, and she called my mom and told her to pick me up. This has been family lore for years. I'm 48, so this happened 44 years ago.
Hey, you got to come get him. He's spouting off post-afterlife connections.
I'm curious if either of you have ever had a near-death experience. I'm an atheist, so I don't believe in the light. But that's interesting with a question mark. I'm an atheist, so I don't believe in the light part of the story.
It's
Never mind. That was with another thing. If you had a near-death experience, this is just handwritten, friends. So we're all learning as we go.
Yeah.
I'm an atheist, so I don't believe in the light part of the story. What do you think? Thanks, your friend Erin. Bling bling bling.
No, let
Bling,
me
bling, bling.
ask
I
something.
like this.
I'm an atheist, so I don't believe in the light part of the story, of their own story from their own experience that generated the existence of this
Right.
story.
And you know how sometimes like
That is, how
But I
can you
think-
not?
here's
Did
what
they just think
simple-
it was a dream state?
no simple
Is that what they
explanation.
mean?
I think they like if we were like great some notes and then turn it back in like there was like an essay.
Yeah.
I think when you say light, you mean heaven. You obviously
Okay.
believe in what you saw. I think they're saying I'm an atheist, so I don't believe that the light was heaven.
Let me ask a question, and maybe this is a dumb question.
And I'm assuming, but I feel safe.
Does atheism does that mean you do not believe there is any experience to be had post-death?
I think atheism is you don't subscribe to any religion, but you are open to the possibility of some creation. Agnostic
I
is
think that's
nothing, right?
No, I think that's agnostic. I think atheist
okay.
is nothing.
Okay.
Atheism is
Here's where we've gotten in the
If
show
you
now.
guys can see how angry
We now
Lissa
no
gets.
longer even go, Lissa, we just do this. I think that's right. And we just go,
And then we get. And
we
then
don't even
get,
say it.
and
We
then
just look
get-
at you and you already know.
And then we
I
get
already
letters
looked at-
about that, about us being wrong.
atheism is that you don't believe in any god or gods.
So right now she's
period.
reading this off a tattoo on her arm.
And
if
it's
you're
just a
agnostic,
definition. It's a shitty tattoo.
if you're agnostic, the official definition, what I've always felt is that people who are agnostic can be spiritual. They just don't like subscribe
They
to
don't
a
subscribe.
God.
That's what I thought.
But the official, I looked it up just to be sure. The official definition is that nothing is known or can be known of the existence of God. So they're like, where's the prove it kind of thing? And atheism is like, no,
there can't possibly be an existence, which is also.
I'm not atheist,
but I'm not either. And it's, to me, it's like,
I believe that
when someone is very religious, like, you can't know what's next. And when someone is atheist, is like, I know, and it's nothing. It's like you are equals on either ends of the spectrum. This person's like, something definitely happens. This person's like, something definitely not happens. And to me, it's like, how is everyone not in the middle going, I guess we'll find out, but there definitely is no way to know yet.
Right.
For sure.
Well, my thing is, there may be gods. There may be a God. There may be a great creator. I, however, don't believe Zool or any other God gives a shit about my grade on my chemistry test. Or my heartbreak or my fear or anything. I'm not saying don't put your energy and direction into things to the universe or God, whatever you want it to be, to give you calm and give you guidance. And I think a lot of people would bristle at this where you and I were raised, but praying just is meditation.
Yeah.
You're meditating on these things and thinking about what you want and the areas in which your life in which you need help. That is beautiful. That's wonderful. If you want to point it towards something that comes out of a book, great. Just don't ever use that book to hurt anybody. That's all I give a shit about.
Yeah.
So,
but here's what I got to say. If didn't know the grandfather, saw a picture, like, I've seen that guy.
Yeah.
Would that not, for you, like, literally, let's say it's you, and you obviously.
But this goes to what you and I believe, and I've loved this about us since day one. Energy cannot go away.
But
that energy of that person still exists.
Let's say you never met your grandfather, and this is your story.
Okay.
And you say to Rosemary, like, "Oh, this is who I saw that time I was in the coma." Mm-hmm. And first off, she would be like, "What?" Mm-hmm. And let's say you were like, yeah, and he said something about blueberry muffins, and she's the only one that knows that was his favorite.
Right, yeah.
And she would be like, I now know for a fact you have touched the beyond. There is something.
100%.
But how would you not believe it? That's what this seems to be. Like, wouldn't you be like, definitely something happens when you die, because why did I know that?
Erin, I love you as a listener of
Erin,
this show.
I got to say, I don't fully know you, but I could get there.
Same thing. You might be as dumb as we are. So
I don't know. That's
just saying. They could mean it in a way of like they totally believe what happened to them, but like if we got to have this conversation
face to face,
rustic in, we would be like, yeah, but you see that you did experience a thing, and then it'd be like, oh yeah, I guess, but I don't really believe in anything. But like, right, but you have to now believe in something.
I mean, this experience.
You have to believe in your experience, or you wrote us a letter to be like, anyway, I don't buy into any of my own experience.
This experience, which did not happen to me, is making me believe more. Oh, I bet something does happen after. Literally, someone else's story that has no meaning to me.
I subscribe 100%
Sports Illustrated
to the belief that the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue is gateway porn in a certainly healthy way.
That and the Sears lingerie catalog are the two gateway drugs that got me in.
I'll take a full-filled church bra.
Yeah.
Now,
church bra. It's called a church bra.
You already know the color. It's beige. You pictured it.
I know. You're from 87? What year? 93? 93?
This movement?
That unnatural pose?
Yes.
Here's my boobs.
My boobs.
These?
Oh, you mean just page 60?
Oh, this bra?
Page 64?
This is my church bra.
Oh, my God.
I wear it to do errands just to prove my dedication
when you first
to our Lord and Savior.
Into a Victoria's Secret catalog, and then somebody goes, "Have you ever heard of Fredericks of Hollywood catalog?"
Oh, I didn't go down that
road.
I know what that is, but I never got a catalog.
You never saw one of those?
No. How did that touch down in Rochelle, Illinois?
I don't even know. I told you that the first pornography I looked at, I found in a trash can in the alley behind Grandma's house.
That was food, Daniel.
I ate it. I ate all of it.
Jacked off to it and then ate it. Like,
And then I ate it.
oh, Daniel's got weird kinks.
I feel bad for kids that they don't have that soft touch into porn.
It's very depressing because
Like it really ramped us in.
yeah, I gotta say, as someone who is very pro porn, I don't have something against it,
Right.
but I do hate that it is so accessible at so early of an age.
Yeah.
It's the same as I would feel about drugs and alcohol. These things that you just have to come to terms with. But like, truly, pornography does change your brain when you see it at a certain age. Yeah.
Yes. But
And
we had a slow cook. We had a slow cooker into it.
I had a slow
Sears
cook
and
into it, and I
Victoria's
had it at
Secret.
the exact right time.
And Sports
where
Illustrated.
I was like
Kathy
14
Ireland,
or 15
Elmer
where someone
Pearson.
like introduced me to like the idea of it, and I was already like stimulated by the idea of like girls, but you know, you didn't know what that meant.
No.
And then like
You didn't even know. We were at an age. We didn't even know why we liked the Sears catalog so much.
you didn't understand it, but you just knew. You were like, I'm
looks
into this,
good.
and I don't know why. I think it's because I like church. And then
It's because I like church.
and then someone's like, oh, I've got a Playboy, and you're like, whoa,
Right.
and then someone's like, oh, I actually have a magazine where they're like fucking, and you're
Yes.
like, wait, what? And then you see that, and you're like, that's what it is.
And then
Like,
somebody's like, when we go to my dad's house, come with because he's got one of these boxes that unscrambles certain channels.
yes,
It's called Spice.
yes,
And you're like,
and then there'd be like
Spice?
a VHS, and then suddenly you were like introduced to it. The thing that and this is true for us too.
yes.
But I think it sets up a false expectation as to what sex actually is for the majority of people. And it changes. I can't speak for women. I can definitely speak for probably a large majority of men. Start to get a false impression of what sex is because men see that. They're turned on by it. They go, oh, I want that.
Sure.
And at no point are they going, oh, does the woman in this might want this and be this way, but is that really most?
But I
Is
think-
the
Rory, I
is
think
the
that
carnal lustful level equal to most women you might get into a relationship with? I'm not saying it can't be.
I think that as gender norms and everything wipe away and social acceptance of like, you know, that it's so much like people are quick to like don't slut shame people and stuff like that. I think it's the gap between the like these guys watching it and then it not being so much consumed by women is closing so much that men and women in tandem are being like, I want to try sex like that. So then everybody's like impression of sex is happening to both genders who are then like, let's do the thing we saw.
Yeah.
So I think it's actually like narrowing that space between I want to do this and somebody being like, what are you talking about?
I think it can, but I think there's still a lot of people
Well,
that
more men
aren't
consume more porn than women.
consuming
Sure.
porn or are, and they're not into that level.
But that's
of
why
porn.
on a first date, I just stand in front of a TV and go, we're doing this.
Yeah.
And then we watch it, and
Yeah.
then I find out.
And it's weird because you shouldn't have control over what's playing at the restaurant. You know what I mean?
But hey, then they shouldn't give me
And
the remote.
They shouldn't let me bring my scrambler in.
Okay, hold on, let's do this really quick. We're on a
So what do you
different
think
letter.
about that? Do you think there's a lot of women who are like, no, I'm into like the fuck sesh, or do you think there's a lot of women that are going, my experience, I'm coming across a lot of men who have a false impression of what women want sexually.
I will say from personal experiences that there have been moments where I'm like, oh, you just saw this in porn.
Yes,
like,
yes,
There is
yeah.
nothing about this that is appealing or interesting.
Yeah.
Knock it off.
Yeah.
However,
But I don't. But no, I mean, I think that there is stuff that is as exciting in porn for women, like about.
I guess I mean in like a lustful way. Like, because men see porn and they're not like, oh, I like watching these people make aggressive love. I feel like men see porn and it piques our like lust for a thing that I'm like all for. I'm a part of it.
yes, I know.
Part of me wonders do you think women are also, and not that they're not, but do you think a lot of women are going, that's not the level of lust that men get to is maybe so much higher than the level that women are like trying to get to.
I know. I struggle. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I also don't know if there's even a right or wrong answer to it.
I think
don't know.
it is always going to come. I know women who have like where that is peaked so much more than their partners.
Fuck
like,
yeah, dude. Why are you trying to high five me?
Could you imagine?
She's over here being like, I know women.
But I'm like, she's not. A lot of people don't know this. Lissa is, you can't tell because you're not in this room. Lissa is 50 feet away from us.
I know. Lissa's over here saying she's got all these experiences with lustful women.
Interesting take. And that's what I mean. As men, we take in information in a very... Lissa's telling you a very basic story about information, and both of us are like, Lissa's been hooking up with lustful women?
I also
pack of wolves?
I do wonder what the difference is between like if a man and a woman watch the same exact porn at the same exact time, is a man like, I want to try that move, and a woman's like, I just got turned on, let's go do stuff. You know what I mean? Like, is it are men watching that as like to like study?
Well, I mean, I guess I mean this. If you and I are strangers to each other, it might be different, but I wonder if, like, I just know from my own experience, even with Jordan, where it's like, yeah, we can like do these things, but it's also like, I want to have like intimacy, and I want to have
it's levels, multitudes.
exactly. So that's what I wonder if and maybe this clears up what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And I don't know if young girls and women, at the same way that we grew up, gave a fuck about seeing a Playboy or a Playgirl, or being like, maybe you did because there was a curiosity, but you weren't there because you're like, oh, I want to kind of fuck that dude. Whereas we're looking at even a Sears lingerie catalog and getting fired up. Then someone says Playboy, then someone says Penthouse, and then someone says whatever the other options are, and then someone has a video. And so we're going down there and going, fuck, I am so like hormones raging, wanting to do these things. And then you step into that space with a woman, but let's say it's a young age where it's like a boy and girl, and you step into this space and she's like, well, I want us to like have like a intimate like connect.
Yes.
Whereas like the guy is like, what? I don't even know. I've never seen that magazine.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a man is going, wait, what do you even mean? And they're like,
read,
make love. And you're like, I don't know what you're talking about.
But I've read that we are the current like largest expanding form of literature for like the last 3 years is female driven pornography.
Yeah.
We've talked about this a lot on the show. It's just this was something
I didn't
that
remember it either.
no, just
And this is why the show is eternal.
We're still talking about somebody who saw their grandpa dead.
No, we're not. We're talking about
but we're in that bubble.
We've talked about it a lot where women have been oppressed sexually for so long, and there's sort of this like awakening happening now. No, Rory, I don't think that women that there always has to be intimacy.
Oh, I don't think always.
Sex.
Yeah.
Right, but
yeah.
I think it tends to be more that way because that's the conditioning. I also do think, though, to your point, young men, what happens to young men's hormones is unreal.
It's insane.
And women, no one that I knew at that age, female persuasion, were even close to what my male friends were dealing with.
I think you just said it. I think what I'm talking about is the conditioning.
Yeah.
When I say like, oh, we're revved up sexually in a different way, that all those steps of the magazines of porn is like, we've been conditioned to be like, and then when you go to have sex with a woman, this is what you do. And that's why we're like, great, because that's what I've seen and that's what I'm turned on by. And that's what I mean, like, when women are like conditioned to be like, let's hold each other. I'm not saying that's everybody. And I'm not trying to say that that's bland or uninteresting.
Or
it's
never
also
not
fucking,
you. Or
it's
never
also,
not you. Or never not me.
It's also like universally mind changing to have a deep connection with someone like that in a physical way. It's fucking awesome. But I just wonder that, like, to your point, you said it perfectly. The conditioning, like, is there a moment of collision where, you know, our generation where women are, you're like, I'm ready to fuck, and she's like, that I don't know what you're talking about. Like, let's connect, and like, yeah, we can have sex and we can be aggressive, but what are you talking about? You're like, I want to do the shit I've seen on
tie
TV,
you
and a
up.
woman being like, I have no interest in any of that.
Yeah.
But thankfully, I think we at the simultaneously, not to take away from what you said, but in addition,
Yeah.
is that we are also, I hope, outside of some parts of our country that are trying to deny all this, that we are
Yes.
also in like the most stage we've ever been of a woman being able to say, I would really like you to tie me up.
Sure.
And,
yes.
and
yeah.
that's
yeah,
a
yeah.
different thing.
Yes.
That's
yes,
not the same
yeah.
thing. That's not indoctrination.
I mean to say to go,
but it's like being able to.
Yeah.
Like we're also getting to this place more where women have so much more agency.
Yes,
and not
100%.
worry about like
Yes.
being
Yeah,
slut
yeah.
shamed or saying like they could just be like, you know what,
Here's something I'll say. A friend explained when a girlfriend of mine explained masturbation to me and was like, you're not doing this and you have to be doing this.
And she's right.
And she's right.
I agree.
When I first did it, I was like, I will see you guys in a week. Like, I'm
course.
in here. We'll talk later.
I'm 43. I'm still in that. I haven't seen my friends.
But that,
I'll see you guys in a week. Like, oh, that's fast.
but that happened years after my male friends had already been doing that for so long. So,
Yeah.
and it was that I wasn't given that sort of permission or freedom to do that until like years after my male friends had started doing
Yeah,
it.
yes.
So I do
Well,
think that that's part of it.
To go back to originally what we said, I do have a fear of the accessibility I don't remember what the question was in
Yes.
terms of what we started talking about there, but
Yeah.
the accessibility of it for children does make me
bums me
very
out.
nervous, because whether you like what you're seeing or not, I hate the premature killing of a child's innocence.
Yeah.
And it really, and you can't get it back, and it goes away. And I mean, that's why when kids have to experience these things at a very young age or are forced to, like, it really shatters me. I hate that. Not to like coddle them or protect them, but I believe in that. Let kids fucking just be kids, because being an adult and a teenager and growing is the rest of the game.
Right.
Enjoy this like
Yeah. Get
thing
those
while you
14
can.
years,
Yeah,
14 years.
yeah.
I agree with you. Okay, wait. Let's give a little bit of time to this.
Nah,
Before we
I'm
move
over
on.
it. He doesn't like dead people.
I felt like the fence, no cover, no fence around it, was them being like, that was throwing some
legal
shade.
issues.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
throwing the shade.
But it must have been. Do you think it was a family member? If the aunt saved it, was it the aunt's house? You think?
Oh, could have been. Maybe it was just like a family party.
Yeah,
A coma for 4 days.
yeah.
Have you known anyone in a coma?
I don't think so. No.
Either.
And I feel weird if I'm like, Rory, you were in a coma. I'm like, well, that's
Because-
why I don't remember.
Do you feel like
Where do you think you are? Like, where do you think you are?
I know
Black?
That's what I just
And
pictured.
is it that?
For you, is it no time?
Well,
I feel
are you
when we were
like
growing up,
underwater? You're
every
drowning.
TV show, somebody was in a coma.
Yeah.
Every
All
third
the time.
episode,
And you
there was
thought,
someone in a
this is
coma.
people's future.
Yes.
But like when you go into a coma and you're underwater and you go into the coma, are you like this? And you're in the hospital now, and people are like, "Hey, you were in a
Have
coma
you ever had
for
a
4
major
days," and you're
surgery?
like, 4 days. It's been literally. I blinked my eyes.
Have you had a major surgery?
Yes.
I experienced a little bit of
Had
that.
my heart changed.
Oh, like by the Grinch, like Grinch style.
Yeah.
I remember when they did my knee surgery. I remember them showing me the tear like on the screen thing, and then they like hit me with a little bit more stuff,
And
I'm
then you're
asleep.
out.
And then I woke up, and it was like 7 hours later. Yes,
What was that?
and
That's
that
everything.
was very confusing. It's probably
You
like
ever had a
that, right?
colonoscopy?
Not today.
Oh, you gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Really?
Well, the thing is, it's so easy because
To
it's
fall in
that.
love.
The hardest part. Listen, have you had a colonoscopy?
Yeah.
Yesterday.
But the hardest part is that you have to drink the shitty liquid to cleanse your body.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part.
Okay.
And then the next day when you go in, it's like put on a gown, sit on a thing, get a drug that you pass
Bye-bye.
out, wake up instantly, have no genuine physical feeling that a camera just went through up into your ass
Right.
and through
That's
your
half the
fucking
fun.
colon and all.
Yeah.
You literally go, great. I didn't even have to be there to experience what would feel embarrassing
Well,
about
is it all
to be
racket?
awake for that. You'd be like, oh god, this doctor's in my butt. Like all that would be crushing you.
Yeah.
Instead, the drug's kicking in, and you're like,
See ya.
have fun. And then you wake up, and they give you the results.
And it's that.
It's that.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody ever comes out of a coma and be like, man, that was a long time, right?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I wonder if it's so confusing. I mean,
I think
imagine,
it also changes your perception of time anyway.
But that, you know what I always think about? I think about someone who was in a coma for like 4 years and the family just never gave up on pulling the plug, and they wake up. As that
Well, brain
also,
activity,
but
don't
is
pull
that
it.
also so instant? Like, are they like, because to me,
When they go,
yes. Are you waking up and someone's like, it's been 4 years? Are you like, I can't actually mentally survive this? Like, I wonder, this is a question, interesting question. I wonder, what is the suicide rate of people who have come out of extended comas because you almost can't believe reality anymore? You've stepped into a
that
sci-fi
happens to people come out
movie.
of prison.
Yes.
Where
yes.
they're like,
yes.
I can't handle
You
this.
can't. It's
Brooks.
like, I was gonna say Shawshank.
Yeah.
But it you literally are like, oh, I've stepped into a time machine. I can't remember. There was one that I saw that was like, this guy was in a like 18-year coma or something and woke up.
That's a lot
And
of
I
money.
remember it. It was, the headline was just like, when he went into the coma, Ronald Reagan was president.
Yeah.
And now here we are,
It's like
18
Reverse
years
Flight of the
later.
Navigator.
And all I could think was, like, he's meeting his child in this sort of interstellar way where you're like, how are you? Also, now Daniel, you go into a coma now and it's 4 years from now. You wake up and you're like, you look in the mirror, you're like, that's not me. And
That's how I
it's
feel
like,
right now,
yeah,
anyway.
it is. Like, that is you. And you're like, I can't. This is unreal. Like, what in the fuck is real?
Yeah.
All right, I don't know how we got on this. But anyways, God is real and religion's good.
I'm going to leave it, but I'll leave it with saying that I've said it before. I'll say it again. We always get new pen pals. We love you guys for being here. But
I have one last
I
thing.
believe in energy. I just believe in energy.
I do
think
too.
energy cannot be deleted. And so if energy is a ghost or energy is a spirit, and we've also talked this, and this is one of my favorite conversations. I think this was like year 1, maybe year 2, about frequency, like mind-altering drugs and stuff. Train your frequency to be more open to things that are always happening around us, and energy is always moving around us. So you in a coma or you drowning, I think really slowed or fucked up your frequency, and you got tuned into that energy, and you saw it, and you felt it. It happened.
Yeah.
You're 4. All right,
also-
you say yours, and then I'll say goodbye.
But also, who wrote this?
Erin.
Do you think Erin, when sitting down and writing this letter in the beyond, Erin's grandfather sees that part getting ready and go, oh, you fucking little shit. I came and visited you.
I told you to go back.
You don't understand. When you get up here, they give you one phone call. I could have called your grandmother and said, I love you one last time.
Right.
Instead, I visited you,
sent
and
you
I thought
back.
you would say something to her, and yet you write a letter to that. You don't believe it?
You scare my wife like that?
You
make
go
her
into a
come pick
coma?
you up. You make yourself get picked up.
Everybody here said, let's kill the kid. I'm the one who said, let him go back.
Also, you did drown.
You drowned.
You did drown.
You did die.
Yeah.
You went there.
Yes.
You went to whatever's next.
Goddamn Greyjoy. All right. Erin, thanks for sending this in. Man, we're going to get so many follow-ups about this letter and things we talked about that aren't about this letter. Can't wait. That's all for the page. We wish you well. Sincerely, your pen pals, Daniel Van Kirk.
And Rory Van Kirk. And we're back. You're in Plugs and Hugs with Dan and Rand. My name is Rand now. Whatever rhymes.
Sure.
With
Dora and Rory.
You know what? That you can watch Physical season 3, the final season of a show I was on. You can go to Apple TV Plus. You can watch it. The final 2 shows, I guess sort of 3, but the final 2 shows of the last tour. I'm going to be in Charleston, South Carolina, and I'm going to be in Greenville, South Carolina. That's the 25th and the 26th. And then I'm going to be in Traverse City for a comedy festival in early February. All of that is at roryscovel.com. But these final 3 appearances, we'll call them, are going to be it for stand-up for a minute because I'm not going to do this hour anymore. And as Daniel can confirm, and in kind of a fun way that we're entering this space at the same time.
Yeah, we are.
Is it's hard to start a new hour, and I'm gonna try to do it faster than I've done it in the past, which is exciting and also daunting.
I have things. I'm getting a new website. Thanks to, man, I hope I do this.
Isn't it incredible?
Green.
Because you talked about it on here.
Ivy Creative.
Because you talked about it on here?
Uh-huh.
Unreal.
I know. I love it so much. So they're going to have a new look over at danielvankirk.com. If you are part of the Friday Watch crew, you are wondering why I look like I have a high school basketball game tonight.
It's because I do.
It's because I do. I made the
Power
team.
forward.
I made the team. I made the team, guys.
Did you play basketball in high school?
No.
Just football?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Football, wrestling, and track.
Yeah.
Until the knee went. Bye.
Yeah.
So the reason I look like this is because I am going to be, I think I'm safe to say this, I'm in the Kevin Hart, Kenan Thompson end of the year special. I do a little bit with them, and it required me to shave.
Yeah.
So I did. But I hope you guys all watch that. I imagine it's sometime around New Year's.
What's it on?
Peacock.
There you go.
And then watch it end up getting cut.
Yeah.
It shouldn't, though. It shouldn't. And then I will also be. My movie comes out December 15th. Wine Club. You'll be able to watch it on the streamers. If you also are interested and so inclined, you can go to at Wine Club Movie, I believe, and there's opportunities to be a part of our LA premiere, our screening of the movie. The first time I'm going to watch it with a whole bunch of other people, and that is on the 17th of January. So go to Wine Club Movie.
Do you know where?
How you want to be a part of that? I do not remember, but it's in Hollywood. It's supposed to be an amazing theater space. Yeah. The other thing I had was that next week, December 14th, I'm headlining Cap City Comedy, and then I'm doing my annual, I think it's a charity Christmas show with Andrew Youngblood. You can check that stuff out over at Secret Group HTX or at Daniel Van Kirk or maybe danielvankirk.com.
I just worked with him.
You did?
Not impressed.
Me either. And
either you got to keep touring.
I'm actually in Houston this weekend to celebrate Andrew's taping of his own special, so you guys should come out to that. And we have a couple more important things. I think I'm coming to the D.C. area. I'm doing a weekend. That's going to be in February. But before that,
I just looked. I was like, who's he talking
This is our plug.
Yeah.
January 21st,
Folks,
Sunday.
this is a big deal. January 21st, Sunday, January 21st, San Francisco, which I think we can both agree is where we had the best live pen pals we've ever done. Clusterfest back in 2018, I think.
2019?
Yeah, it was a while ago. Yeah. Daniel and I are returning SF Sketchfest.
Yes.
Different festival. We're always there for a festival.
Yeah.
Different festival, but we're going to be at Cobb's Comedy Club in the afternoon on Sunday, January 21st.
Which I like. It really,
did you say 21st?
Yes, it really should allow us for some, let's get some letters and see some pen pals after the show. We'll be able to hang around. We don't have to run out of where. We don't have a flight, right away.
Those tickets will be available on both of our websites. So
and
go to one of them.
sfsketchfest.com.
sfsketchfest.com. Go to one of our websites.
And they do a pass thing. So if you can get the day pass, get it, because they'll do a lot of shows where they don't sell day of tickets, or if they do, you get in last.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't
do us a solid. If you are in San Francisco and you do intend to come to this show,
you want a little winter break from wherever you are,
help us out. Cobb's Comedy Club, I think, holds like 400 people, and so it would be awesome to get that pretty packed in. It's an awesome comedy club. I was just there.
When's the last time we did
back
a
in
live
August?
One?
What's that?
When's the last time we did a live one?
I don't even
Last year when we both did Come and Take It in Houston, and then we went and did.
Yes.
So it's been a while.
Yes, it's been over a year. Yeah.
All
Austin,
right.
remember we did Austin? That was fun.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna come to that show, do it. And all right,
okay,
that's all we got.
Ready?
Let's go to this letter.
I'm pumped for this letter. thepenpalspod@gmail.com if you want to write in about how you feel about the Sears catalog or Elle Macpherson.
Eating food at work issue.
Okay. Just read the letter.
I am.
I know, but you read it like it's a memo to the office.
Hey,
actually, that's good for this.
I mean, is it?
Yeah.
Eating food at work issue. Hey, Dan and Rory, how do you feel about that?
I'm
you got to be first.
I would rather be second if it was Daniel.
You mean last? Because there is no second. There's a first and there's a
second.
last. There's no third.
You're wild.
There's a last.
There's a third.
Who? Every now and then. And we don't read those letters, even though you can go back and see that we do.
Remember the tattoo reader over there?
Hey, Dan Man and Roarbor.
I'm fine with that.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but
If you make it fun.
Daniel.
I have an issue at work I would like advice on. I love free food. So at work, anytime a group gets a catered lunch, I will wait until the group is finished getting their lunch and then go make my own plate of food. Most people at work know I love free food, and it's never been an issue before. However, yesterday, I was walking in the parking lot when a senior manager at our company approached me and said, "The other day, I noticed some of our Moe's lunch missing. I went to security and pulled the tapes, and I know you took our food." I was shocked, so I didn't really say much. Now I'm worried that she may go to HR with the tape since she was petty enough to pull the tape to begin with. What should I do? Thanks, John. I have so many questions that we will not get answers to because they are not provided by the writer of this letter.
Let's give our answers.
What in the fuck is this company?
It's big.
Who is so protective of Moe's?
I'm assuming it's Moe's Cantina catered lunch.
Who is that protective of it?
I'm going to say this, and this goes for men and women. A bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's who.
Yeah.
A bitch who's probably got some issues going on at home.
Yeah.
And is going to start inflicting their power. Since they can't control what's happening at home, I'm going to put some of that into my work life.
Does this manager not know, as everyone else does, that John here likes to go get a little bit of free food? Is John actively going and taking food from meetings that he is not a part of? Is he simply going, I like free food and I don't want to have the food thrown away?
Waste.
I do have to say here, well, you use the B word, which I never will because I'm respectful.
What?
Biatch.
Yeah.
Do we all three here concede that John should go and say, hey, is it okay that I grab some of the food? I'm not a part of this.
Most people know I like free food. It's never been an issue before. However, yesterday I was walking into the parking lot when a senior manager at our company said, "We know that you took some of our catered lunch. Some of it's missing. I pulled the tape, and I know you took our food."
Yeah.
I would be like, "Yeah, that's I took the food because you watched the tape." I would play this so dumb. I would just be like, "Yeah, I ate the food." Like, we get catered lunches and there's all this extra food. What do you guys?
Yeah.
It's not like you guys put it into containers and put people's names on it, and I just picked Deborah's container.
But
and
here's the
took
thing.
it.
Here's the thing, and I think we're both doing this. I think we've got some criticism here for John. Because
Well, we can do that,
John
too.
should have done what you're doing. I think.
When he was
What you're
approaching the
doing is
parking
what
lot?
Daniel would have done. And it's right. It is right. You
Okay.
just go, it's not playing dumb.
Right.
You just go, oh, yeah, you got catered food, and I just assume a lot of the food would get thrown away. Was my assumption incorrect? And if they go, yeah, we actually saved that food and do it, it'll never happen again.
Never happen again.
But I do got to say,
didn't know you were
and I think Liz is on my team
Liz
here.
is chomping over here.
I think I know. Let's get it with.
No.
Let's
The next
we got a caller on the line
next
here.
episode of Lissa's Corner and the Patreon.
Yeah, we got a
She's gonna
caller
give
on
you
the
her
line
full
here
thing.
named Lissa Rubin. Lissa, go ahead. You're on with Daniel and Rory.
Listen, my experience in corporate
First time
America,
caller?
That's
you
what
got
I was
it. You
waiting
wait.
for, too.
I don't know who I'm talking
Jesus
to.
Christ.
Are you a long time listener?
You do understand you have to end this by saying, I'm going to hang up and listen to your answer. Just,
Why do they always have to note that?
What's up, Dan Man and Roarbor?
Daniel.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Long time listener, but doesn't know that you hate us.
doesn't know it's Daniel.
In my experience in corporate America, there's like a rule of thumb that when lunches are catered for specific meetings,
Yes.
Or departments.
or departments, like
Yes.
if lunches are, unless it's like a company lunch, like
Yes.
an all office
The marketing
lunch,
department had lunch brought in because it's their big yearly whatever.
Good
you
example.
wait until everybody has their food,
Yeah.
and then
100%.
food is a free.
Oh, you're not eating until 2:30.
Interesting.
But
Interesting.
I don't believe that this is what John is doing. I think John sees free food, and this is a total assumption. He didn't.
He's in the-
explicitly
Hey
say.
guys,
Boardroom-
we're allowed to go at John here. We're allowed to go at John
I
here.
think lunch gets set up outside of a conference room. People are in the meeting. The lunch is there. I think John goes and grabs the food before.
No, listen.
Everybody
No,
has eaten.
I will wait until the group is finished getting their lunch.
Okay.
And then
No,
go
no.
make my own plate plate of food.
No, here's what I want to say, because I think Lissa is still describing that. I think Lissa's saying the food is set up in a location. People then get their food and go in to like have the meeting. And what John is jumping in on is that some of these people might be like, yeah, I'm going to go grab another one of those sandwiches. And then comes back and is like, oh, wait, the sandwiches are gone. And somebody goes, how could they be gone? We got enough for everyone to get two.
And we don't know what John's doing. The rule is,
so we have to know.
If it is not your department, you cannot take the last of everything until it is all packed up and put away.
Thank you for rereading that, because then, yes, in that case, if John is waiting
just
for
so you know, we do have other callers.
Listen, where are you calling from?
Roar.
If John is waiting for everyone to eat,
radio.
John is not in the wrong. And if HR calls you out, you get to say, hey, I was waiting. It's food that's going to go to waste. I'm sorry. If
and then you go to the handbook and you're like, oh, just like per our handbook. It
you don't know about the handbook. You're citing a thing you don't know. You're citing a thing you don't know.
Of course, but I'm saying in corporate, everybody loves a fucking handbook. And I would be like, well, one of our initiative is to like be clean and lower waste, and we are a green company. And then you go, I'm just eating some of the food.
John,
that's a play. That's a play.
So then the manager goes, that's what we were going to do. We were going to make sure we reused and ate the food, but you came and got some before we were done. But you
are just like me, where you're going to go, you know what? I got marketing. I'll never bother you guys again.
I'm saying
you would do that.
I'm saying that's got to be John's response.
Yes.
So we're talking about two different topics here.
Okay.
The first topic is the etiquette of getting the food in general. And I got to say, in part one, I'm saying, John, you either got to go ask, because I actually think Lissa's right. I think John is seeing people grab their food, and then he's going, all right, they're done grabbing their food. I'm going to go grab my food.
Go for it.
And they're going, John, we got we didn't all just fill up our plates. We all, during the meeting, which lasts 2 hours, we sometimes come back out, get some more food, and go back into the meeting.
I know that you were to that corporate gig in D.C., and I don't have much more corporate experience than you, if any. Maybe not even more.
This is a great preface. It's very specific.
But you are talking tins of shit, and also most people,
we don't know that.
Most people are not crazy asses like you and I. They are not going for a second helping.
But the thing is, Moe's is also it's
Mexican.
So they might be like, yeah, so anyways, John, just to make sure you're aware, there's 10 of us in this department.
Yes.
And so we got 13 burritos.
So
John
goes different.
John goes, yeah, but the 10, but
it's a fair scenario.
But what I'm trying to say to you is that these are all the questions we can't answer because we don't know these details. That's why John's got to get us back.
You know what? I think we need the tape.
Yeah. First off, I need to see the tape, John. If you can get the tape,
get the tape.
That'll be
if they have a right to the tape, John, you have a right to the tape.
John, if you can get the tape and show it to us, you're gonna get one of those jackets we never gave to the Jerry O'Connell guy.
I'll say this though, jacket or no jacket, you did make a short list.
Yeah, yes.
You are on a short list.
And that's its own accomplishment. In fact, I'm willing to comp your San Francisco Festival ticket.
If our first feature presentation is just the tape.
Yeah. And then
we want all of it too. We don't want John. We want
it's this guy stealing lunch, and then it was Rory's dad rushing Christmas.
We want the food being set up. We want the tape of food being set up.
Yes.
People getting lunch. Yeah. And then we want tape of him getting, and we want timestamps.
But here's what I got to say. The reason we are having this discussion with different opinions is because what we don't know are the variables. Because I know if we knew the variables, you and I and Lissa, I think we probably all go, oh, yes, oh, no. Like, if we knew the variables. I think we all know what the etiquette probably should be.
Yes.
But I got to say here, and the only reason I say this, and the only reason I play a little bit of devil's advocate is because two things are at play here. One, either that manager is a fucking bitch, or that manager is fucking over it. And it's like,
there could be a world where a lot of people in the office know that John goes, a lot of people know I take food. Yeah, but John, do they like that
Exactly.
you do that?
Exactly. And I'm not here to be anti-John. I want to be very clear.
We don't know.
I'm going off of variables that I'm also assuming, Daniel's assuming, Liz is assuming. Right. But I got to say, I don't want to immediately just assume this manager to go and pull the tape to know, and to go up to someone in a parking lot.
Parking lot
means
parking lot's a move.
So what it means is I'm a bitch and I fucking taunt people.
And this could be a guy.
Or it means this ends now. Do you know what I mean? It could be one of those two things.
I totally agree. And so the advice I would give John
it is a woman. She may go to HR.
The advice that I would give John here is, first of all, if you go to HR, it's fine. Like, or if they go to HR, it's fine.
You're not,
like,
it's worse a write-up.
yeah, totally.
Oh, I wouldn't panic about it.
No, don't panic
No.
about
Yeah,
HR.
yeah.
But what I would tell you, as somebody who has worked in administrative support and has been responsible for ordering lunches
Brag.
at big companies,
Brag.
big time brag, I can order lunches.
This caller is
Name
still,
drop, even though you haven't said a name.
This caller is still on.
We're paying her now.
John, go make friends with an assistant in the office.
Sure.
Interesting.
Because
And-
John's play should always be like, hey, if you guys are throwing any of that away or getting it right or nobody's taking it home,
Yes.
can you let me know first?
Yes.
I would love to grab it.
Yes.
And there may be days where out of spite, they don't give it to you.
Yes.
But there's going to be a lot of days where they go, John,
Now here's
all you, buddy.
here's the question I want to ask. Sorry to interrupt you, but here's the question I want to ask. If John is doing that, do you really think a manager's going, "Hey, I pulled the tape," and you go, "But I did all the necessary protocol to get the free food."
That's what
Do you
I'm-
know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't think that's
Exactly.
what's happening.
That's why
John's peeking. John's coming around going,
John's got baseball.
John's Arnold in Predator, and he's like, eyes open. And he's like, now's the time to make my move. You don't think I smell that carne asada?
You guys got Philly cheesesteaks? John, also everyone loves free food. I just want to be very clear.
course.
I'm playing devil's
like it warm.
advocate here.
Yeah.
But also, assistants or the people who do the ordering hate that food goes to waste at the end of these meetings.
That's why I'm not totally anti-John.
Exactly. They love when people want to give the food away, but there's an order of operations here. You
Yeah.
need to be on
Yes.
the up and up. Find an assistant or find who, like the facilities person that does the ordering.
Yeah.
Make friends with that person. Do this the right way.
Life
Oh,
rule.
there's actually a PS here. PS, I've had to visit HR 8 times this month.
But 4 of those times were to get lunch.
I've had to go to HR every Christmas season.
Life rule here, you always ask before you take a piece of pie.
I wouldn't worry. 100%.
Pie, there's
Yeah.
always leftover cake.
Yeah.
The pie is gone.
There's always too much cake.
Always. But
But
pie,
pies are so much smaller.
yes.
I gotta say, I wouldn't sweat the HR visit if this manager does go to HR. Whatever your actions were, I wouldn't sweat it because I bet HR is like, so John, we can just agree, don't do that anymore. Okay, great, get out of here.
And
like,
you also have a
they don't
right-
want to deal with this.
You have
shit.
a right, John, to go, hey, I already know I had a parking lot conversation. Also, I would like to file a complaint about employees confronting other employees in the parking lot, but we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah. You're in a no
You can
matter
countersue.
no matter if your etiquette was pristine or
Yeah.
a little shady.
Yeah.
And again, we don't know. You
Yeah.
you actually have to write us back for the Patreon.
Yeah.
But I gotta
Well, we're gonna
say,
get the tape.
Daniel's right. Like you're kind of getting like the parking lot. That just seems like such a extreme action by a manager.
Yeah.
That I need
Can
to
you
know.
hear heels?
Are they
Can
piles
you hear
of
heels
shit?
on a pavement? Click, click,
Yeah,
click,
John.
like walking. Oh, I can hear it.
Actually, I don't want to shoot it. I want to like shoot John.
I can hear it.
But
I would say-
who's a fucking clown now?
You're this? You're back to that? You did that all to yourself.
I just because we said I want to shoot.
Yeah,
it. I'm
I
like,
know.
that's the 2 things we want to shoot.
Yeah.
John, I think you're gonna be fine, but I do want to know because that's such an extreme action by this manager. I don't want to just assume because you wrote the letter, you're the good guy in this. We've all been villains.
healthy
We've all been
that's
heroes.
healthy of you. It's
So
healthy
I
of you.
want to get some more information because maybe this woman is like, hey, John, we've said this before.
Right.
But also, at our last meeting, some food went missing, and nobody raised their hand when I said, hey, did anybody come over here and just grab a sandwich? Nobody said anything, John, including you. But you know what we found in your trash? A wrapper. So, John, what's going on?
Tape. But I
Tape.
think, John, if you go to HR, you can kind of you do have some say. You won't have the final verdict, but you have some say in the tone of how it goes.
Yeah.
So you playing it like, hey, obviously, you guys know I'm here. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
didn't know this thing. And
Yeah.
I would say in that meeting, if you have one,
Yeah.
go, can I just ask, what is the best way to make sure we don't waste food? Because I was eating, because
Yeah.
I love free food, and I thought I was helping out. So tell me the way to do it, and I'll do it from that way. And then you have to do it that
Can
way.
I give a mega sped up potential
This is your
assumption
thing
here?
to close.
Here's
Do
what I
whatever you
think. I
want.
think they had a meeting one time. They were like, hey, I thought you said you ordered 12 sandwiches. And then they go back, oh, yeah, I got enough so that we, so 3 people could have 2 because I know some people want a little bit more. And they go, yeah, they're not here. And they're like, oh. And then they look at the receipt and they're like, oh, I don't know. I'll call him and just say, hey, can you take it off the bill? You didn't send it. And then the place is like, no, we're pretty sure we gave it to you. And they're like, oh, okay. Well, whatever, it happens. And then here we are a month later. They do their monthly meeting again. And they go, hey, some of the food is gone again. And someone goes, I feel so weird to do this, but I think I got to go pull the tape. Like, I think I got to know as my own self now.
You and I would know. We would pull the tape. We would want to know.
Wouldn't you want to know?
We would definitely
want to know. And the only reason I put that out there is because I just want to leave some grace that this manager might be right.
Agreed.
Now, their main crime, not listening to our show. Yeah.
Yeah.
John, good luck. I want to be very clear. We're not pro John or anti John. We need more facts before we can get to the bottom of this. But God, I love it.
I lean towards pro because I like not wasting it, and I agree that free food's fun.
Also, he listens to the show. We cannot lose
also,
a
thanks
single
to our caller.
listener.
Thanks to our caller for calling in.
And also a caller who's definitely hung up a while ago, I assume. No.
Still on the line?
I just hear breathing, and that's what makes me think it. But it could be our producer of the same name. John, we wish you well. Sincerely, your pen pals, Rory Scovel
and Daniel Van Kirk.
Where did we go? That's what I love about this show. That person's like, they're not even talking about the thing we even said.